Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Front Yard Veggies. My name is Amy and I'm in the process of turning my 400 square foot patio of our rental into a little urban oasis. Today I want to talk to you about composting in an urban environment. So as you can see, this is what I'm working with. I don't have room for one of those beautiful composting systems with the 3 separate compartments where you can switch things around. So I utilize enclosed tumblers. To keep the smell down. This is our neighbor's house, so they have graciously allowed me to keep our compost basically right outside their kitchen window, so it does not smell. And B, to keep pests like possums and rats out of the compost. So as you can see, I started with 1. If you have a small space, you only need 1 to start with. I got one of these EnviroCycle tumblers on Craigslist. They retail for around $350, but I got ours for $40 each. So, little hummingbird's zooming around. I'm in his territory. So try to buy secondhand if you can. Composters can be expensive, and a lot of times people buy them with the best intentions and then want to offload them when they don't use them. And that's when you, as the gardener, swoop in because you will use them. So I have 2 EnviroCycles that I got on Craigslist, and then this, the Cadillac of composters. This is my Jora composter, and it's great. It's nice and up off the ground, and then we can feel like, you know, what is it? Price is Right. When you spin the wheel, it's great. It does take 2 people to put together, so if you're going to buy one new, listen to the directions. I tried to put it together myself. I royally messed it up, and then we had to take it apart and put it back together. So I have a 4-barrel system, and what I do is I always have 1 active pile. So that's this one on the far right. I have friends and neighbors who compost with us, so I let everyone know, hey, if you're going to add to it, add to this one. So this is the active one that we're adding to, and then these 3 are cooking. So in this setup, I can usually get finished compost in about 4 months. But again, I'm not super precise about it. I add, you know, green material and brown material, and I sort of take the temperature sometimes. With my little Oreo temp compost. And because my setup is a little smaller, I don't have the volume that allows the pile to really heat up. So let's zoom in here. So if you see on this thermometer, I'm usually in the steady place. So that's around 90 to 100 degrees. I've never gotten to the active range, but that's the goal. And then the hot, I'm actually not really sure about that, but I'm usually in, oh, little hummingbird. Hi. Oh, what are you doing? You're so close. Oh, he's right there. Oh, what are you doing? Oh God, there's a hummingbird fight. Blah, back to compost. So, you get your compost barrel and you're thinking, blah, how do I do this? I don't have brown leaves. What do I do? Neither do I. I'll tell you 2 things that I do to get carbon materials. I put my gloves on because I'm a wimp and I don't like touching icky things. All right. Number 1, I under here have a bag of what I call special leaves. These are leaves. I twice a year I go up to this woman's house in the canyons in Santa Monica, and I basically raid her forest area and take a few bags of really nice leaves. I don't know how to say it other than they're just really nice leaves. They're from, you know, the bottom of the forest, and they've all fallen, and her gardeners and I rake them up, and I take a few bags, and it's great. So that is one way that you can get brown materials if you're in a rental like we are and you don't really have a yard. We have trees behind us. We don't get that many brown leaves from them. But my other tip is I have a huge pile of cardboard under here from boxes, you know, oh, a spider. I told you I'm a wimp. Oh my God. I'm too soft for gardening. Anyways, I keep a pile of cardboard underneath here, and I'm very careful because there are spiders that like to live in there. So what I do, I fill one of these buckets with water and I let the cardboard soak for a while, like 10 minutes. And then I pull it out, and this enables you to really easily tear the strips apart. And after you've added, frozen food, I put our food in the freezer so it doesn't stink up the fridge. So I will add that to the compost. I added some earlier today, and then I like to cover with a layer of wet cardboard. So you want the really nice thin layers. It's like you can just peel the lasagna layers apart. And then this also takes care of the moisture. You always want to have not a wet compost pile, but a nice, a nice moisture balance. So I don't have to add too much water because I do this. And then you can just go ahead, and I'm just gonna add one little layer, and it just comes apart pretty easily. Well, this one not so much. So I'm just gonna throw it in like that. And if you don't use everything, you can just set it aside and use it next time, and it'll rip apart. Oh, it's so satisfying. Oh my gosh. I'm a nerd. Oh my goodness. So there you go, nice and easy. And I'm just gonna add a layer, and that also helps cut down the smell. So with the tumbler, I will add the, kitchen scraps, rotate it a few times, and then I will add the brown materials. Just as another little way to cut down on any smells. But I've never had an issue in this little cozy, we're gonna say cozy because it's very close quarters, cozy urban composting environment. I haven't had any complaints, and I always ask our neighbors, I'm like, if it ever smells, please let me know and I will take care of it. But look at this, I'm gonna stick my face in here. It just smells like really rich, earthy soil, which is what good, almost finished compost should smell like. I'm going to be brave and reach in here. And this has been cooking. I'm gonna come up and show you guys. So this has been cooking for a few months now, and it's almost finished. You can still see a few eggshells. See that? Oh my gosh, it smells so good. If you want to talk compost, I'm your girl, because I can talk about this forever. There you have it. That's how you compost in an urban environment without making your neighbors pissed off and attracting a lot of vermin to your yard. We do have possums, but they're not coming for this because they can't get into the compost. Ugh, they're gross. Okay, so if you guys have any more questions, let me know. I'm gonna list a few resources for composting. Just got a little noisy. I'm gonna list a few resources for composting in the description below, a couple good books and other things that you can check out. But don't worry about being too scientific about it. If you put brown and green materials together, eventually they're going to decompose, but you can sort of determine how quickly that happens. Yeah, so enjoy. I hope you start composting because it is wonderful for the earth, it is wonderful for your garden, and it's just cool. Bottom line, it is pretty friggin' cool. Or maybe I'm just, don't listen to me. I don't really know what cool is. I'm not cool. Bye guys, thank you so much.